My name is Ian Warner, and I'm the founder of the design agency State in Berlin with my business partner Johannes Ziemer. Before this, we were both partners at Blotto. My first paid gig was in 1997, I think in spring. So this was about 8 months after I first came to live in Berlin. And I was working for an advertising agency in Mitte, and they were working for the SFB, which was the precursor to the RBB. And the SFB back then were publishing videos of train journeys. And I was designing the covers for these video cassettes. So there was a kind of always this double misunderstanding, not always being able to understand what I was being asked to do, but also this absurd idea of there being an actual audience for people who wanted to watch videos of train journeys filmed from the cabins of trains was just completely strange for me. So a kind of a double cultural education. Well, there's a few points which are very important on my career, and so I think the most important was meeting Heike Grebin and Andreas Trogisch from Grappa, or Grappa Blotto as it was known back then. I got to know them in the summer of '97 and freelanced for Grappa Blotto for 3 years. And they asked me to become a partner in 2000, which after a lot of deliberation I decided to take on. And so I ended up being a partner at Blotto for close to 13 years. And so the biggest step since then in a career which has been quite linear in some way has been founding State with my partner Johannes in 2014. And also moving to these premises here, which is a very nice ex-cigarette factory, and we share 300 square meters with 2 other companies, Yukiko, who also do design and art direction, and the architects from Büro für Konstruktivismus. This has been a really important step at this point in my life, and I'm enjoying it. Current projects which we're really enjoying are working with the Komische Oper. We've been working for them now for I think around 5 years. It's starting to get to the point where you lose track. It's very nice working with them. It's very collegial, and there's a lot of trust too, which we're really enjoying. And also recently we've been working a lot in Salzburg in Austria, doing wayfinding systems for the Domquartier, which is actually 5 institutions which have all come together. It's a museum, the old royal residencies, and the cathedral, among others. And these 5 institutions came together and redesigned their new corporate design and also a wayfinding system for the buildings. And this led to a follow-up project on the hill, which is at the it's called the Festung Salzburg, so it's a big medieval defensive castle, and of course it's the central touristic focus of Salzburg. And we've also been doing the wayfinding system there, which has been a long process, but is finally wrapping up now, and it's been very enjoyable. I would like to say that our speciality is clarity. But I think we are interested in a kind of a dissonance as well sometimes. So we take the medium just as importantly as the message. I do like recommending people some interesting things to either read or listen to or watch. And I have a couple of things, bit of a contrast. I'm always interested in recommending people difficult music to listen to. So I have a good recommendation, which is an artist on the Berlin label Pan. The artist is called Valerio Tricoli. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. He's a practitioner of what is often called musique concrète, so concrete music, and he works mostly with tape field recordings. And so I'd like to recommend his recent album, and in particular a piece called Das Schräge Haus, which is kind of like the oral equivalent of a horror movie. It's pretty scary stuff. And then another recommendation, much lighter now, is the recent Asterix comic. I was a fan of Asterix since I was a kid, and the most recent comic is called Asterix and the Missing Scroll, and I would recommend it because it's a classic Asterix cartoon in the sense that it addresses current affairs, in particular in this case the WikiLeaks affairs of recent years, and now of course it's with the Panama Papers super relevant again. But I think they've done something really great, which is combine their typical Asterix kind of humor with very, very wry comments about the I guess the unreliability of information. So it's great reading if you're a communication designer. It's a comic all about communication. So my talk at the TYPO conference this year is going to be about my writing activity. For the last 10 years I've been writing about urban planning and architecture. And it all started actually with, I guess, a kind of a sense of disappointment in the architecture which was being built in Berlin. And it's also, for me, it's been a kind of an education as well in, I guess, in critical thinking and also in architectural history. And so this is what I'll be talking about. I'll be talking about, hopefully, the relationship between writing and design, and also between architecture and language. That sounds quite lofty. I'll see how I do.